you have to go through the process 100 times before knowing that you're going to get the 10 deals. And it's so hard to stay motivated and to continue on, especially, I don't know about you, but I had a lot of friends and family who were like, what are you doing? Like, stop. You failed 99 times, like, don't continue.
Just wanted to say thank you so much for still being here after a couple of seasons and more seasons to come. So make sure you comment, share, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's continue with the video. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You're now watching Kinetic Outcome, and we are with Carla Martinez, founder and CEO of Chomp, part of the sustainability business. So we'll elaborate more on that a little later. So Carla, we'd love to learn more about where you were born and how did you get here?
Okay, I can. So my name is Carla. I'm the founder of Chomp. We're a food-saving app based in Hong Kong. And originally I was born in Hong Kong, but my parents are from two different places. My dad is originally Italian and he immigrated to Switzerland when he was 18. And my mom is originally from Hong Kong. She's Chinese, Cantonese, Hong Kong. And I was born in Hong Kong, but at the time I wasn't living, my parents were not living in Hong Kong. They were based in Dubai. My dad was an expat, so he moved countries every 3 years. At the time I was living in Dubai, my mom flew over to Hong Kong, gave birth to me, flew back to Dubai with me. And every 3 years after that, we kept moving. So I grew up most of my life in Switzerland. So I'm a mix of the two cultures, but majority, I went to school in Switzerland. I went to university in Switzerland studying hospitality and F&B and spent most of my life there. And then I moved back to Hong Kong in 2019 after graduating for my first job. And then, and I've been here ever since. Yeah.
Okay. I'll know more behind the scenes. Anyway, about your business, right? What was the transition? Because you had a moment where you were actually freelancing, right? Doing creative strategist work, photography, then you transitioned to this.
Yeah.
Like, how did that all happen? Like, when was that aha moment?
Yeah, I guess it wasn't so much of an aha moment, but more of a natural, silent progression, I guess. What happened was I studied F&B pretty much my entire sort of studies. Both my parents were in F&B. My mom was a French baker, a computer science major, but she ended up doing French baking. My dad is in food engineering, so it was kind of a natural path for me to go into food. What ended up happening was I spent most of my studies, so the 4 years at university, doing loads of different jobs in F&B. So I was a barista, I was an ice cream vendor, I worked as a bartender at music festivals, like loads of different jobs in F&B. And something that I really loved was the industry itself. But what I hated the most was how wasteful it was. Sort of every job I had, I'm talking like 10 different jobs, always had some sort of excess waste. It was crazy how much there was. And you know, I ended up going into marketing and focusing in F&B. I ended up getting a job in New York doing advertising, focusing on hospitality brands. And I wanted to focus on that, but there was still a part of me that missed F&B and the operations of it. I ended up going from New York back to school, then back to Hong Kong. That's when I moved here in 2019. I was also in marketing and strategy for an advertising agency. I focused on, again, hospitality brands, alcohol brands, luxury brands, doing campaigns for them, which I really loved, but it wasn't quite where your heart is. And unfortunately, COVID hit. I wasn't made redundant. I was simply put on a pay cut. And in that time, I was working a little bit less hours. And I started thinking about all those times that I was working in different hospitality jobs, and I was thinking about the food waste problem, but it wasn't super clear. You know when the image is like a little bit foggy and you're like, there's something there, but you're not quite sure what it is. And finally it came to me about a year later, but it took about a year for me to sort of piece it together. And by 2021, we had launched a pilot of sort of an MVP of what Chomp is today. And by that time, I was doing freelancing because I was half working on Chomp, but half still trying to pay my bills. So I was freelancing the two, and yeah, and then we launched in August of 2021, and by November of 2021, we had officially launched, an official app. Yeah.
Awesome. And also, I'm curious about the launch. Like, did you have to gather people to help you work on it? Like investors, like, because there's like startups as well where you get like the first round, then second round.
Yeah.
Like, how did it work out for you?
So it started with a friends and family fund that helped us build the app itself. So it didn't cost that much upfront, which was really handy for us. We ended up getting a couple of grants from the government, but also from accelerators that helped us push forward as well. The most difficult part I found in all this is getting, because it's a platform, right? You need sort of a chicken and egg. You need users and you need restaurants, right, for the app to be successful. So the most difficult part was to find restaurants who are interested in getting on the app and users who are interested in buying. So it was hard to do both. I found that more challenging. We ended up doing a wait list, a pre-launch campaign, and having a wait list of 200 people and 20 restaurants that had signed up initially. So when we launched, there was already a bit of both that started, and that really helped push it forward. Yeah.
Okay. You came up with the pre-launch idea?
Yeah, that was from marketing. The marketing, sort of my old marketing job.
All right. Yeah. All right, so we're going to dive into the app right now. We'd love to see you show it in action.
Yeah. So this is sort of all the locations we have in Hong Kong. It's over 250 different options. Whatever is marked in red means they have something available to buy right now. So if we go further down and we have closer to us, so this is where we're located. We have a few in the area, but most popular ones are in Central, which is why we have so many locations. This is a geolocation. This is the closest thing that's available today to buy. And then we have different categories. So we have anything from bar, buffet, grocery stores, homeware, so things like flowers, skincare products, hotel, restaurants, takeaway, even vegan. So for example, Sunny's is a pizza restaurant in Hollywood Road. They will sell 2 slices of pizza for 50% off. So everything on the app is at least 50% off. You have a rating right here, and you can only rate if someone's picked up the order. And you can only pick it up between 4 and 6. So if you go to different places, you can find like cookies. This one's between 5 and 7. And this is 2 pieces of cookies. And the flavors depend on the day, right? Because they don't know what's going to be left over. But at a discount, you can save it from getting thrown away. So you simply press how many you want. You click order. If there's anything you'd like the store to know, for example, allergens, or maybe you can say like my favorite are red velvet, hope I get those. You can apply a coupon and then proceed to payment and check out.
And that's half the price.
Yes, it's always 50% off. You can see a full list over here. You can even get wine and cheese and jam in one little package as well. So basically these places, they understand what is going to go to waste, and they don't want it to completely go, so they make sure that it's available.
Barrel.
Yeah, they have their raw meats, so all at 50% off, and you can buy it and take it home and finish cooking it, for example.
What about ice cream?
That doesn't go off that much.
Okay.
So it's mostly like pastries. Pastries are the most popular. We even have grocery stores that sell things like ketchup, like curry powder, hazelnut spread, right? So everything is essentially, and this is our newest vendor, they signed on yesterday, but they have a really great family side dish meal for only $86. So you get loads of different options, baked goods, you get things like sandwiches, you see this is a mystery wrap or a toasty, and a regular coffee for 50% off.
Okay.
So if you're looking for lunch, or if you're looking for like juices, they're on here. You get loads of different options.
And we're back online in this view because we didn't have 2 cameras. But anyway, back to where we were in the app.
Yeah.
So if you want to check out the options, make sure you download the app in the App Store. Just type down CHOMP, and I guess we have your logo like popping up somewhere left and right. Right? And yeah, to continue, next question is, what makes you unique in terms of your approach? Like, I'm not quite sure because I haven't really like researched in your space, but there should be more than just what you're doing, right? Like, I mean, other brands as well?
Yeah. So I think something that makes us really different which I really believe since day one, is that we're a very small team, right? Which means that we're extremely hands-on, extremely passionate, and the work that we do is not only limited to the app. So the app is a great way to reduce food waste or food surplus, right? So anything that's left over, perfectly good to eat and still safe to consume, but it's really surplus, it's like excess, right? But then something that hasn't been tackled very much of is the waste, right? So something like, let's think of like beef trimmings, or maybe like the skin of some vegetables, shells from shrimp, for example. This is like really food waste. Like you're not really going to do much with it. You're going to throw it away. So something that hasn't really been tackled there. We created the Rescued Feast in April of 2024. This was an idea that was a dining experience that we could feed over 200 guests. Food scraps that were repurposed by great chefs who are interested in taking a challenge and creating these really great dishes using only food scraps. So we've done it 3 times, including a private dinner. So that's sort of 4 events in total. And this is a ticketed event where diners can come and they have essentially what we call a feast, sort of like a buffet of things that were essentially going to be thrown away, perfectly good, clean, washed, stored correctly, but would be thrown away. So, for example, the daikon skin would turn into, a salad. You can use it for a salad. Egg whites from ramen restaurants are going to be turned into like meringues and marshmallows, things like that. So something, to answer your question, something that makes us really different is that we don't only tackle one type of food waste, we're aiming to tackle all of it, something for everyone. Whether you're a diner, maybe you're not interested in using the app, but you're willing to save food so you can come to our dining events, or, we offer workshops for corporates, we offer a B2B solution for corporates as well. So it's something, we made Chomp to be a company that is able to offer solutions in different ways instead of just one way, which is the app. And most competitors that we faced have only done the app.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was totally imagining the dinner.
It's super great.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I'll ask more questions later.
Okay.
But besides that though, like these dinners that you've done, did you document it? Were there like highlight videos of it?
Yeah, we have a couple of highlight videos. We have mostly photos, but last week we had Mei Chow from Little Bao who came and collaborated with Chef Chris, who works at Soho House, and the two of them, they basically created an entire dinner. It was a mix between East meets West, right, style cooking. And together they saved over 472 kilos of food from going to waste. So it was a very cool experience. I'll send you photos later so you can see it. But we'll do another one in April for Earth Day. So we're aiming to do it every quarter.
Because I'm just imagining like a video where the chefs are also being documented and they're explaining what they're doing. But at the same time, the crowd is also like excited. What do they have to say behind the scenes? That kind of video. That would be cool.
It's hard because they only get 24 hours notice of what to cook, right? Sorry, not even. They have 24 hours of what food scraps they have because it's such short notice. Like we don't know what the restaurants are gonna have left over, right? It's the same as the app. So when we give the list to the chefs, they only have such a short amount of time to create these dishes. So the challenge is sort of like, what can they come up with such a short amount of time? It's very cool. For 200 people as well.
It's like a reality show.
Yeah, kind of.
Like
it's
the chefs are talking, it's like 10
what can
p.m.
we do?
at night. What's going to happen tomorrow? And then they get the updates by 3 a.m.
They
couldn't sleep. And they're like, oh my God. We have to brainstorm now.
There's a great story from last time with Chef Chris Serwinski. And what happened was at 10 p.m. the night before, he received 100 kilos of whitefish, right? Frozen, perfectly good to eat, but 100 kilos of fish. And he goes, okay, I can make this, I can make this, I can make this. He goes, but I'm still down to like loads of fish left over. So he ends up making fish sausages. So at 10 p.m. at night, the night before the event, he goes, I'm gonna make fish sausages. And spends the rest of the night essentially creating this dish. But it's kind of like I would love to see it documented and it's hard, right? Because you don't know when this idea is gonna come through and But yeah, it was very exciting to hear that he just comes up with these things really randomly. And both chefs did it, you know, both chefs. Like Chef May also was talking about how some ideas came randomly, you know, or even last minute sometimes. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that kind of video.
Yeah.
Should be able to pull it off in the future. It's an idea.
Yeah. That'd be cool, actually.
Cool.
April.
So if you find yourself in this clip, that means you're still watching the video. So thank you so much. Make sure you click that subscribe button. And also, when you're interested in videography services, make sure you hit up Edwin Mendoza. Links and everything is in the description box, including myself, of course. You know I do financial advice. So if you need any help with insurance, retirement, got questions, anything else, just let me know. Feel free to reach out. So thank you so much. Let's continue.
Next question is your process. There's gonna be ups and downs, right? So what's rewarding and what was super tough?
Yeah, good question.
Or you can start with the tough part, like from humble beginnings. How did you make it all work?
A really tough part was Chomp originally started with 4 co-founders. 2 of them dropped out pretty early on, and one of them stayed quite long term. Or I say long term, but it was actually in reality about a year. What I found really tough was, you know, managing with a co-founder who, and I don't want to speak ill of him, but I think you need to choose your co-founders really well. And I think that was something that was never explained to me. I don't know if you feel the same.
It's like a relationship.
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And it was really tough to deal with that because
you're married.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to build this baby, right? This small startup. And I have never disagreed with something as much as this person. And, you know, I thought we were quite compatible before we started the app. And actually, in reality, it was like, we disagreed on everything. As soon as it came down to Chomp, we disagreed on everything. And so it caused so much strain on me. And, you know, it hurt the way I slept, it hurt the way I thought, and I felt like we killed so many ideas so early on because we couldn't agree on anything. And it was really tough. So the event that I was telling you about was one of the ideas that was killed in that year. We had another one that was like partnering with hotels, that was killed. Like there were so many things that were killed because we had a huge disagreement about it. And you know, I tried to stand my ground, but in the end, if you're trying to pull off an event and the partner that you have, your co-founder, is not in agreement, like there's no point in you going ahead with it, right? You don't want to do it by yourself. And especially if one person's arguing with you all the time, it doesn't make sense. So he ended up leaving, which was great for us, unfortunate for him, but it ended up, you know, thriving. But that 1 year I found really, really difficult because it felt like we were in a really strict sort of barrier of like what we can and can't do, even though we're supposed to be equals, right? We're supposed to be 50-50, and it didn't work out that way. So I found that really challenging. I think the greatest thing, so completely the opposite, is the team that we have now. We're a small team of 4, but I think I finally built it in a way that's so effective. I feel like we cover everything. I feel like it's a team that, like, you say an idea that's crazy and they're all in. And I think that's the most rewarding part, is people who believe. And, you know, you could say something like, I want to save like 500 kilos of food scraps and make a dinner. And one person's like, no, that's crazy. But then the team that I have today who's like, that sounds crazy, let's do it. You know, I think it's so rewarding because you finally built something that people believe in, and they believe in you, that you are able to pull something like this off.
Well, I like crazy people in a good way, not the bad crazy, where they're like too optimistic to a lot.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're so optimistic, it just works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of us are living in too much barriers, I feel. Like, yes, you do get stressed because sometimes we have deadlines, but I just feel that anything can change in one day. Like a little bit about my industry, like I could have like a slow 6 months and then suddenly the 7th month.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Suddenly everything just comes into place. You're closing these deals. And then you got people joining your business, interested to take exams. Like, how is this happening? It's because you just didn't stop.
Yeah.
The downside to a lot is they can do it in video games and lose 1,000 times and win 100 times.
Yeah.
But they can't do it here
Yeah.
in life. Like
Yeah.
maybe you have 50 rejections and then the 51st you just don't want any more.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
but the truth is, like, the rule is 10 presentations to one closed deal.
I love that.
So 100 appointments to get at least 10 to 20 interested prospects. So if you want 100 prospects, you must at least meet 1,000.
Yeah.
But the better you get at your hit rate, of course, when you have 10 presentations, it might be 5 closed.
Yeah.
Right? So people are always focused on the result, monetary result,
Yes.
that they stop working
Yes.
and they just want to find an easy way out. But it's never easy.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. But I had a mentor who said something similar, and he said, if you know that, for example, if you know that out of the 100 meetings, you're going to get 10 wins, and if you are on your day one of your job and someone said, hey, if you do 100 meetings and you'll get 10 signed deals, you're willing to do the 100 meetings, right? You're willing to do, the first 5 bad meetings, the first 10 bad meetings until you reach 100, because you know 100, you will get 10. But the problem is that you don't know that, right? You don't know that at the beginning, and so you have to go through the process 100 times before knowing that you're going to get the 10 deals. And it's so hard to stay motivated and to continue on, especially, I don't know about you, but I had a lot of friends and family who were like, what are you doing? Like, stop. You failed 99 times, like, don't continue.
But that's how it is.
Yeah.
Everything is sales. Like, if I ask you, what's the top 5 restaurants would you recommend me? Because I only have 1 month left to live.
Oh no.
Not really. But you'd sell me 5.
Yeah.
And I will
Yeah.
choose from those 5 or
Yeah.
choose the 5.
Yeah.
And also, getting to a certain level in high school so we can get those grades and sell those qualifications to the university
Yeah.
that we're eligible, that we should be here.
Yeah.
And what do we need to qualify for this university that we want, because it's the tip-top version compared to the rest.
Yeah.
Then after that, you're creating your experience with your internship so you can sell your CV and your experience to get into that company.
Yeah.
Then you have to sell yourself as a human being and a person to the people of the businesses on why you. So everything is sales.
It is, yeah.
And people say they can't sell because they sold themselves that they're not salespeople, but they're selling themselves anyway that they're not good. So it's just a matter of perspective, I think. And the hardest thing about this is maybe you can have your 100 appointments this year and you had a good role, 30, you did fine. The next year, you repeat 100 because you think your threshold is like 100 for 30, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, you do 150, maybe you get like 45 to 50. But then suddenly the third year, you push for 200, you only got 20.
I know. And it's so
That happens.
demotivating.
And that happens to me as well.
It happens to me.
Right? I'm having it this year as we speak.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be like super powerful, but right now, like, I'm almost doubling my numbers, but I'm not getting the same results.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's just the process.
Yeah.
And you might not get exactly how you expected it this year, but because you input more, they're going to come back next year. So everything compounds.
Yeah. No, I really believe that. And these are all foundations to a great deal at the end. And so all those meetings, like, you might meet the same guy 10 times, and you're like, oh my God, I've met this guy 10 times, I've pitched him 10 times, the same guy. But these are all important steps before you are able to sign, but it's so tedious.
Sometimes it might just be because it's that same person that you pitched 10 times birthday, and you went to their birthday,
Yeah.
and you got a little drunk with the person and their friends and had fun. Okay, you know what? Deal closed.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And it's random.
It's also the friendship side.
Yeah.
It's not just I want to sell, or close a deal.
Yeah. No, I agree completely.
And that's the toughest part, because
Yeah.
your first few years in the business, you might be doing all right because you got a few relationships in place. But after that, you need to build more.
It's hard.
And it takes years.
And it takes it also takes a little bit out of you,
You don't just tell a person that you meet on a date, like, hey, I want to marry you. Right?
No.
So, yeah.
It takes a while.
So it's the same thing with business. It's the courtship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good things take time.
Yeah. Interesting. But anyway, let's go to the next question.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to people who want to get into your type of like business, or let's just say sustainability in general?
I think a lot of people think that sustainability requires like a license or a degree or some sort of education, but I think something that I've really seen push forward in the industry has been passion, and demonstrating that you're passionate. It doesn't apply to all industries. For example, you can't go into finance being like, I'm passionate, but I know nothing about finance. But I think for sustainability, what's really great about it is the people that you meet and who you connect with. If you demonstrate that you're passionate, you're willing to learn, and that you, for example, are concerned about climate change, you love the planet, and you really want to make a difference, that showcases more. So I think for anybody who wants to start in the industry, meet as many people as you can. I think that's something that I did wrong in the first year, is that I was trying to be strategic with who to meet. You know, I was like, oh, F&B only. And I was trying to pick like new vendors, but actually what I should have done at the beginning is met mentors, met people, for example, in your position who have life advice, who are willing to give to me. I was about 23, 24 when I started Chomp. I don't know much about the world. I still don't, but I would have loved, you know, more information and more advice. And I think the best advice I can do is ask as many questions as possible. Demonstrate that you're passionate, you're willing to learn, you're willing to listen. It will get you very far, I believe.
Yeah. Coming from a very stubborn person.
Same.
Yeah, but we learn from our mistakes. So yeah, as I, let's just say, move forward further in this life, I start to realize, yes, you can be really great at what you do, but it takes thousands of people to actually get further.
Yeah.
So you need to find a way to be able to work with different types of personalities.
Yeah.
Unless if it's really toxic, then cannot, of course.
But you need to learn. You need to go through that to learn that it's toxic. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about the value, I guess. And when it's focused on the value, on how it can provide service to others, that's when everything else just falls into place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I put it in the right words.
No, I agree. I think it makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're almost done. And I also want to ask, do you have any like top 1, top 2 places? Let's say you're already ready to expand to other countries.
I think
like within Asia?
Yeah,
or?
like I would say Australasia. So like Oceania. Australia would be a great one. We've had a couple of requests for there. We've had a few requests for India, Philippines, and Dubai.
Philippines would be huge.
Philippines. I've actually never been, so it would be tough for me to make that call.
I'm planning a trip next year with friends.
Oh, yeah. Let me know if
Let me know.
what the food scene's like. You know, like my one of my really good friends is opening a hotel there, so I would love to, you know, learn more about it, and especially if there's so many people that say that it would work really well there. Like,
Philippines is all about food.
yeah.
You go, each mall is all about food.
Yeah.
You go outside, it's all food.
Yeah.
You hang out with people, you want beer and food, alcohol and food, right? So even the islands, like I love the islands, by the way. The beaches, everything natural. Everyone goes there for the food and the experience.
Yeah.
It's either city experience or island experience.
But still food in both.
Yeah. For the food though, you need to know where are the good places. So
Yeah.
just with friends, because there are some food in the Philippines, like some areas where it's too much soy sauce,
Really?
too salty, or like the malls, right? You ask for orange juice, pineapple juice, but it's actually like powdered sugar juice.
Oh my god.
Like that's why a lot of people in our country are, this is true, diabetic or stroke or heart disease.
Oh, shame.
Yeah. So it has an unhealthy side, but if you go to the islands, more natural, more healthy, from my experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good option.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but it requires a lot more money, a lot more labor. You know, it's not easy to like expand to a new place. It's not.
You will eventually.
Yeah. I mean, I hope. Cross my fingers.
Cool.
Yeah.
And last question. Who do you look up to most? It could be more than one person. It doesn't have to be family, or if it is, then family.
I think the person I look up to the most has so far has been, I don't know if you know her, Grace Beverly. She's a famous entrepreneur in the UK.
Okay.
I stumbled upon her randomly a couple years ago on Instagram. She's an influencer on Instagram as well, but she's done something really interesting. She's one of the few people that I've seen online, similar age to me, same gender as me, which has been really difficult because there's like investment gap. I don't know if you've heard of this.
You can elaborate.
Startups who are led by women only get 1% of VC funding versus men. So men get 99%, women startups only get 1%.
Is that a fact worldwide?
That's a worldwide fact.
Okay, I did not research. See, I'm learning.
Don't worry,
too.
I'm here telling you.
Okay.
And so she's very transparent about it. She's managed to break that ceiling, and like obviously there's loads of female founders who have received funding, but compared to men, it's been so little. And so she does a really great job of being really transparent on social media, which usually for a topic like this, it's been really closed doors and it's really hard to like learn about it. She shares about her losses and her wins, about her business. She shares about her hacks to make herself more efficient. There was a really great post that she made about how to make your relationships with influencers the most effective one for your business. And that's something that I struggled with. Like I said, I did loads of marketing, but it was never with influencers. So when it comes down to a B2C product, you need influencers or different types of marketing to make your product more, more accessible to the average consumer. And she made this great post about how it was, these are the tips and tricks you need to learn about. And I think for most businesses, it's so closed doors. Like these, most influencers or most people, role models even, like podcasts, they are very quiet about it. And so for someone who's trying to grow their business, these were the hacks that I really wanted to learn. And so Grace Beverly did a really great job of doing that. So I look up to her a lot. I think she's done really great and multiple businesses I think she has like 6 businesses, and she's 29. So it was really great to see.
Doing way better than you and I. And the cameraman.
That's why I look up to her.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's interesting.
We'll research. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, Carla Martinezzi, Hector Telmo, Kinetic Outcome, and that's about it.
Thanks for
Pleasure
having
having
me.
you.
Thank you.
Our aim is to provide value, so if you like what you watched, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'm also a financial advisor based in Hong Kong, so feel free to check the description box for my details and email or DM. And if ever you need video and photography services, the phenomenal videos you're watching right now are filmed by 𝙁𝙤𝙪𝙣 Mendoza. Lastly, if you love hip-hop music, rap, R&B, singing, whichever that sounds amazing to your ears, because I always do a lot of experiments with it, feel free to drop by my channel at SCF Saint or Saint Crossfade. Appreciate you for being part of this episode and more to come. Till next time.